Welcome back to another video. Drugstore brands are killing it right now. There's been launch after launch after launch recently, and there's been so many incredible products. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down today and try out a full phase of new in drugstore products that I've never tried before. I'm really looking forward to this, so don't forget to like, hype and subscribe, and let's get started. I'm going to start off with primer, and this is the Pore Vanish Primer from Relove by Revolution. This is supposed to be a blurring prep primer. I'm going to get some of this out. Oh, I'll be honest, that's a lot more hydrating than I was expecting it to feel. I thought it would feel quite thick and kind of silky for it being like a pore primer. Okay, let's just put some of this on my skin. I really love Relove by Revolution. I think they're a very underrated brand, but I've not really seen them in many shops recently. I saw them in the beauty outlet, but that's been pretty much it. But I've heard they're making a comeback, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's pretty much all sunk into my skin now, and I do like it. It's just not what I expected. I didn't expect it to have like a hydrating kind of formula, but it definitely does. But it also does feel like really smooth on my skin, so it definitely does what it says. I just wasn't expecting that kind of formula. Moving on to my foundation next. This is a product that I have tried before. I think this is the only one that isn't a new product, but I couldn't find like a new foundation. I think it's hard when I'm doing my Foundation Friday series because I'm trying like a new foundation every week on there, so then having one for this kind of video, I just kind of like reuse old ones. So this is the Superstay Skin Tint from Maybelline. Just gonna blend this out. I always forget how much I like this foundation until I pick it up again. It's super hydrating. It's got like a decent amount of coverage for a skin tint. It just sits really beautifully on the skin. This is what the foundation looks like now it's all blended in. Now moving on to my bronzer and blush, and I have two brand new products from Collection Cosmetics. They've actually released quite a lot of new products recently, so it's hard to decide which ones to pick up, but these are the ones I went for. I got the Collection Soft Focus Bronzer Stick in the shade 1 Light, and the Collection Blurring Blush Stick in the shade 2 Daydream. I'll be honest, when I got these, I ordered them online from Boots, and got them to like click and collect to one of my local stores, but when I got there the products were so battered and it was really bad. This is like what I could kind of like salvage. I don't know how you can see it on camera, but they are quite battered, so I did ask for a refund and like sent them back, but they said that because they were, I'm just going to put it on as I speak, they said because they were so badly damaged in like transit that they wouldn't be able to sell them, so if I wanted to keep them then I could, and I said yes because they haven't been used, so I don't really mind. So I'm gonna start to blend this out. It's definitely quite a cool tone. I'd probably describe that more as a contour rather than a bronzer, but wow, I love that shade. That is really nice. In general, I prefer bronzers, and I definitely wouldn't describe this as a bronzer, but I think it looks really nice. I think it complements my natural skin tone. It creates that really nice like shadowed, but also has a slight bit of warmth in, but it's mainly just like a shadowed effect. Okay, and it blended out really easily. Let's see how this side does. It's something I do like about this foundation. I think everything just melts like really nicely into it. Yeah, that's really nice. I think I would probably use something else on my forehead if I was going for more of a like full glam kind of look, because I do like to have like a warmer forehead. However, for like more of a contour shade, I think it is done quite well. I really like that. I can't stop looking at this bit down here. I think that looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna move on now to the blush because I really want to try that out. So like I said, this one I got in the shade 2, which is Daydream. Very pretty. And one thing I don't always like about like stick products is they can just like pull your makeup off underneath, but this is really soft and creamy. See how pigmented it is. Oh, it's quite pretty. I'm not always like a pink girl when it comes to a blush. I do personally feel like a peachy coral, but I don't mind a pink every now and again. That's quite nice. That's pretty. I definitely say it's quite blurring. It's nice to have like more of a matte blush every now and again, because I feel like a lot of blushes nowadays are glowy, and I do like a glowy blush, but I also like to have the option, and I don't always want everything to be like really, really glowy. Yeah, I like that. Blended out really, really nicely. It had like a good amount of pigment to the point where I didn't have to worry about ending up looking like I had blush blindness because there was too much pigment, but then I wasn't wasting loads of products and having to add like loads of layers because there wasn't enough. I really, really like that, and I think they were $4.99 each, which is super affordable. I think they're a really good combination. Moving on to my concealer next. This is the new one from e.l.f. It is the Soft Glam Satin Concealer with medium buildable coverage, and I got this in the shade 20 Light Cool. I really struggled to get my hands on this. They had so many shades out of stock in Superdrug, on TikTok Shop, and in Boots, and I don't know what's happening with that. I know sometimes e.l.f. like to create demand, like with the Power Grip Primer. They had it out of stock everywhere for so long, and I talked to some people in Superdrug who said they actually never received it in stock. They just had like out of stock signs. And I think they do try to create demand sometimes, which can be really frustrating if you want to get your hands on a product. But this is the one that I've got, and I do think that's quite a good shade. I was originally going to go for one that was about 4 shades lighter, so I think it's worked out quite well in the end. It feels very thick, so let me get my brush and start to blend it out. I'm not massively fond of a thick concealer normally, so hopefully it's okay. I just think when they're too thick, they're quite drying and they crease a lot more, and I don't want to blend well. Well, let's see. Because at the moment, this looks to be blending quite nicely. Brighten my forehead up a little bit. And over to the side. Next I got powder, and if you've been on my channel before, you know this is my favourite makeup step, so I'm really excited to see if this works. This is the Sephora Blur It powder. It's a loose setting powder in the shade 03. Oh, I love that. It comes with its own little powder puff. That is so cute. I love that. It literally says Sephora on it. I love Sephora own collection. I think they are so underrated. Also this packaging. Just take a moment for this packaging. Lift it up, and that's how the product is. So that is going to be super good for carrying around and just in general for mess. I always say that brands need to work on their packaging for powders because they are terrible. The only brand that's got it right so far for me is Kylie, because that is one of the least messy powders I have ever used. It is so good, and the design behind it is just so well thought out. But this one might be giving Kylie a run for its money. That is really nice. That is really blurring, and it's also brightening as well. I wasn't sure with the shade. I thought it's either going to be perfect for me or it's just going to be too yellow and not be the right shade. So like I said, this is in the shade 3, and it is the Brightening Banana. I don't really use banana powders or like yellow powders much, so I wasn't sure what I was going to think. But I'm also not really into like translucent sometimes. Depends on the brand and the specific product. I just changed my camera battery in the middle of talking because my camera died. So if the angle's moved or anything like that, that's why. But I just really like this. I think it's really, really blurring. Definitely mattifies the skin. I had a bit of a glow patch here. It's definitely mattified that, but doesn't look cakey. Yeah, I really, really like it. I think Sephora has outdone themselves again. I don't know what it is about Sephora and products, but I think they are so underrated and such good quality, but they're also really affordable. Just remembered about a product that I was going to use at the start of the video, and this is the Revolution, I think it's called the Pudding Pot, and it's the new little lip balm. So about how cute is that? I love the little charms, and it comes in this little case, and you pop it out of there. I've got mine in the flavour strawberry, and I've been saving it for this video, then completely forgot about it. That smells so good. Let's just get a little bit on my finger. That is really nice. It's not too thick and heavy, like I can't really feel it on there, but I can feel like the hydration, if that makes any sense at all. I like that, yeah, and it smells so good, which is one of the most important things for me. So let's put that back in there. I'll be honest, I think the worst part about it is trying to get it back in its little pouch, because that is taking a little bit of fiddling around. But I think it's really cute. Yeah, I like that. So let's move on now to my powder blush. I've got one from Pixie. This was for their 25th year anniversary. It's the Glowing 25 Powder Blush. I've got this in the shade 25 Peachy Glow. Let's see. I'm expecting it to be like a blush highlighter hybrid kind of product. Packaging is definitely giving Pixie vibes. Oh wow, I'll be honest. First impressions, I wouldn't call this a blush. I'd call that a highlight. Can you see the glow there? I'd call that a highlight. I won't call that a blush. Give it a little swatch. It's definitely got a pinky tone to it, but it is definitely very glowy. If you can see that there in the back of my hand, it's very glowy. Okay, let's just put it on my face. I'm going to use this brush here. This is a Louise brush. Oh wow, that is really pigmented. I'm going to have to get some of that off. Okay. Ooh, that is really pretty. I personally wouldn't wear this if I just wanted a blush, but if I wanted like a highlight blush hybrid, this is perfect because like they just blend into each other like seamlessly. Oh, that is really pretty. It's very, very glowy. But it's that kind of like flawless glow where you don't really see the start and the end of it. It's just when that light hits it. Oh yeah, I really like that. When I saw it, when I opened the packaging, I thought, I'm going to hate this because it just looked too much. It just looked like glittery. It does upset me though that if you swatch it, it ruins the 25 in there. That does upset me, but it's a very pretty product. Time for mascara next. I've got this one here from Kosas. This is the Soul Gazer Mascara. It's a lengthening and lifting peptide mascara. So on it says it's clean, vegan, peptide powered, gives grip for instant length, definition, separation, hair care powered. Love to see that. Tells me a couple of ingredients, and it also says it's hypoallergenic and suitable for sensitive eyes, which is what I need. I have the most sensitive eyes on the planet. Oh wow, oh look at that. That is beautiful packaging. Okay, let's see the wand. Moment of truth. Okay, that looks promising. That looks pretty promising to me. Let me get a mirror out. So I don't know if you heard that on camera then, but there was a big thud, and I'm currently filming this at 23 minutes past 4 in the morning, and hearing thuds in the night is just rather unsettling. I can't lie, because I know my entire family is sleeping and will not be like me and be up at like 4:30 in the morning, so it is quite unsettling. It's definitely giving a lot from the first coat. It's giving a lot of length to my lashes. Oh, I like it. Okay, I definitely need to separate my lashes with this one though. It's nice, but it's the kind of mascara that I wouldn't want to put too many layers on without having like a lash separator, because I feel like my lashes would just kind of cling together. It's not doing it as bad on this side, but on this side I've just got a couple of lashes that have kind of like just stuck themselves together. But it is definitely a nice mascara. I feel like I'll be using this again. See what I mean about drugstore brands right now? They're absolutely killing it. If I did this kind of video a couple of years ago, I'd probably be like a 50-50 of like good products and waste your money products. But right now, there are so many brands that are just killing it. And I've just realised Kosas isn't really a drugstore brand, is it? I'm just going to wipe off the excess of that lip mask there, because I'm going to do my lips next. I got anything sliding around on there. So I have the Blur Lip Shaper from Revolution. I have a few shades in this because I got this in PR. I was very kindly sent the entire collection, but I don't know which shade is going to be the best for me. I don't know, Pat was thinking maybe this one. This is the shade Sweet Cinnamon. I don't know, this is quite a hard decision to make. I think I'm going to go for this one actually. This one is in the shade Petal Haze. Let's open it up and see what it looks like on the inside. These really interest me, and I meant to use them in last month's Full Face First Impressions drugstore video, and then just completely forgot to put them in there. And I was really, really annoyed at myself because I wanted to try them out, but I wanted to save it for a video like this because I think they're really interesting. So these are dual-ended products. On one end, you get your lip product. That's a lot more precise than I expected it to be fair. That does look like a really nice shade. And then on the other end, you get like this little dabber, which is like a little silicone dabby thing, and that's to like blend the product out with. This is what I've been needing for the longest time because I've been using my finger for ages. Then I recently started to use like the bottom of the product, but it just gets so messy. Okay, I'm hoping this shade will be good. I think it looks really nice. I like that that's like precise, but not too precise, because obviously you want it to have it like thick. You don't want like a full-blown crayon on your lips, but sometimes if I've got like a really precise like pencil, it's just too much and I just can't. It's like I'm not a neat girl. Let's give this a go. That shade is beautiful. I feel like it's not quite going on as well because of that lip mask, but the actual shading formula feels really nice. Like it feels really creamy. I definitely shouldn't have applied the lip mask. I feel like it's made everything quite difficult to apply. What I'm actually going to do is use my smushy balm from NYX for this one. This is Soft Smile SMB06. I've wanted to get my hands on these for the longest time. My Superdrug kept being out of stock, and then they didn't have the one that I wanted, and then I just ended up not buying it. But I'm so excited to try this out. So this is a matte lip balm, which does blow my mind a little bit. I'm not a massive fan of the smell, if I'm honest. I think it's just like salted caramel, but I chose it mainly because of the shade rather than the smell. I'd have gone for like the berries one if it was the smell that I was going for. Oh wow. It definitely is matte. That is such a weird feeling. Because it's matte, but it is hydrating like a lip balm. I really like that. I feel like this is going to be like a new go-to product for me to use. This is now the final look. What do we think? I personally really like it. I think I found some really good, affordable makeup finds here. I think if I had to choose a favourite, I'd probably go for the Sephora powder because it really did blur and brighten my under eyes really well, as well as the rest of my face. To be fair, it helped to blur out the rest of my face. But I also really liked the collection blurring sticks, in particular the blush one, but I think together were a really good combination. So that's everything from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget to like, hype and subscribe. Drop me a comment down below, let me know what other videos you want to see from me, what products you want me to review, things like that. And otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Bye.